Welcome back to San Andreas. This is episode 6. Unfortunately, some chaos just happened. I was not able to catch it on stream. There was just a shootout here between some cops and some ballas. And due to that, I was actually able to grab a little bit of money off the ground. In this run, we're attempting to find us a taxi. Just again to brush over the rules. This is a relatively crimeless, HUD-less run. I'm attempting to avoid all wanted stars, but wanted stars are not a run ender. I'm trying to avoid property damage, but property damage is also not a run ender. Yeah, 220. As long as I can keep property damage under 1,000, that's sort of like a self-set goal until the missions start. And legitimate kills. No kills are allowed until I start the missions. Now, all of these, I'm attempting to get these stats up. The driving stat, the missions, paramedic, taxi, possibly pimping, not vigilante. I'm attempting to do all of that before going to Grove for the first time. So, when you start the game and you go straight to the Grove Street, when CJ's like, Grove Street, home. At least it was before I fucked everything up. I have not hit that cutscene yet, and I am attempting to do all this before that. So, yeah, with that said, let's go and get us a taxi. Rules for hijacking. I'm not allowed to steal cars being driven around, but I am allowed to steal parked vehicles. And there's actually a bike right here. It's my neighbor's bike. And seeing as it's a parked vehicle, I'm going to take it. My plan to get a hold of a taxi is I need to find a parked taxi because I cannot hijack one. And the best way I've found for doing that, considering I don't really know any taxi spawns, and I don't know if I've seen any parked taxis, the best way to do it is to go about getting a fire truck, and then you can do the firefighter missions. If you're patient, one of these firefighter missions will take you to it'll take you to a burning taxi, at which point you could I'm planning on stealing this parked, burnt out taxi and using it for the taxi missions. Really right now we're kind of in a limbo where all we're doing is waiting for this here firefighter truck to come back. I was planning on it being there, but it looks like it's not there at the moment. So, today's plan currently, while we wait for the fire truck, maybe go do a couple laps of the loop, is to build up our bike skill. Again, I already have maximum bicycle skill, but my driving skill and my bike skill has not been increased yet. So, yeah, let's just go for a couple loops on the, old highway here. Again, trying to keep that property damage down. Not the end of the world if I hit a car or a pole, but it's a bad look because I'm attempting to go relatively crimeless. The bike I have right now is not a bad bike, but something I've loved since I was a kid. I found it really early on, and I'm sure all serious San Andreas players, or at least a lot of players, know about this. If you don't know about it, hey, it's no worries. Now you do. Come on down here past the stadium, and you go down one street. If you go into this parking garage, not only can you find a grenade early on. Whoops, the grenade must be one more floor up. But you'll find a bike here, and another one on the next floor up. Here's that grenade I was talking about. You could spawn, you could like save scum and early on end up with like 100 grenades if you just save and come back and save and come back. Using legitimate means and no cheats, it's a good way to get grenades if you're attempting to beat the game legitimately. And there at the bottom is the bike, and here at the top it also spawns another copy of that same bike. It's the fastest bike in the game. I believe it's called the NRG 500. This thing is a monster, and it's crazy to me that it's available right off the rip. I think you can get a copy of it later in the game when you go to San Fierro. But yeah, you can get a copy of them chilling here in Los Santos. Put it in your garage. It comes in 3 colors, yellow, blue, and red. We'll take it for a loop or 2 around the highway, show off what it has, build our bike skill up a little bit, and then loop back around and see what's the skinny on the fire engine, shall we? I love this loop. I don't know if anybody watches my bar blog videos. I'm a brand new streamer. I'm starting up a bunch of series. But really, that's all I do in those videos is I hop on this loop and I run it. And I just kind of bullshit about what's on my mind. One thing I've been eyeing the possibility of doing is perhaps I could get like a timer and set a lap time with a certain vehicle, and then we could like do, you know, community races, set rules where it's like, oh, you're not allowed to go outside certain lines, and then see how fast people can get. I definitely don't have the fastest time on Earth, but I have laid some impressive times down, and especially on the bike. If you're finesseful with your left stick, you can get a little more speed out that you wouldn't have otherwise by pushing forward. Not all the way forward, or I'll stand up, but just slightly forward. I talk about this every time I run it up. When you're going up, it spawns new cars, and they are going full speed. So when you get on this intersection, this freeway, you better be damn ready to get up and out of there, because one of these 18-wheelers is probably going to be riding your ass. While getting hit by a car is no problem, I would love to avoid getting the cops on me. 3 wanted stars is already not the greatest look. This is the quest for the perfect start, basically, and unfortunately, with 3 wanted stars before I hit San Andreas Grove Street, it's not really the perfect start now, is it? Still a better start than I've ever been off to, though. Already got the max firefighter skill. I've already maxed out the paramedic missions as well. You can't see it because there's no HUD, but my CJ has doubled health. The paramedic missions, if you ask me, are the most useful missions in the entire game. Hooking back, it's like we have no fire engine yet. So, get on back on that loop. Run it again. While today's plan was originally the hunt for a taxi, quite honestly, this could be the motorbike grind. Hey, Reptizzle, another day, another base news stream. Thanks for checking in, my friend. Yeah, unfortunately, if you're watching this on YouTube, I don't know if you can see the comments. I have them in the top right corner. But hey, thanks, Reptizzle. Shoutouts to you. Hope you're having a good one today. Just like in real life, it's incredibly hot out here in Los Santos. Hooking around the Los Santos International. The NRG can really get up and going when you're leaning forward. It gets to going so fast where in some cases, as the game's attempting to keep up with the spawns, it won't keep spawning cars. You'll notice, I'm sure you can notice, like the clipping in the distance. Admittedly, this is a remaster, This version came out more than a decade after the game launched, and while I love that it is unapologetically just the same game, I wish they would have done a little something for the rendering. Not like the new remaster, where everyone looks like they're made of plastic and you can see the entire map all the way to San Fierro. But maybe just a little longer, you know, like look at that. I could see these trees that are, 50 feet away. That would be a nice. I'm on PS5, so unfortunately I cannot mod or anything. That would be a great mod. It's fine, no, don't worry. This loop is, I love it. As the game progresses, you get a better loop. The San Fierro loop, you can go across here. You can either ride it all the way up, or I just ride it down. Yeah, down here. This is the real loop, the one that goes around the big city. But the Los Santos loop is fantastic as well. Hop back on, CJ. Don't be shy. Once we make it back to town, we'll take one more peek. We'll see what's up on their fire engine. Maybe if we get lucky, we might be able to bag us a taxi by today. Just like the way that I was gonna say AI, but I don't really know if that's the most apt term. The way the programmed intelligence works of these characters and the cars is that at any point in time, they could just swerve lanes. And so, whenever you come up on a car or a truck, or just assume they're gonna cut lanes on you. Let me off, let me off, let me off, let me off. It gets particularly bad out here in Red County, where you'll have cars do that. They'll cut over from entire lanes. Specifically the cops. The cops in their like Bronco type police vehicles love to cut lanes. They'll just cut the entire like center line and ram into you. And then you get the wanted star, of course. So it's rough out here for a big pimp like CJ. I'm not a pimp yet. We have not done the pimping missions. We've attempted them and we failed catastrophically. We had a civilian death, which was not a run ender, but was a session ender. So luckily, thank God, we had been able to save the game at a house before that happened. And again, one of the great things about this start that I've never had happen before is I haven't been to Grove Street for the first time, yet we have multiple properties. We have the one by Los Santos International, we have the one in Roland Heights Ballas territory, and we have this one over by OG Lokes Burger Shack. The one on Marina Beach is not available yet, unfortunately. And yeah, there's two more options. This one in the hill, off the plate, costs more than $100,000 at the moment. It's going to be a grind to afford him, but this one down in Willowfield, after we do these taxi missions, I foresee another property being picked up. This rain would be nice. I could sure use some rain like this in real life. That was a big drop. So playing HUDless, of course, you can't see your health. And while we do have doubled health from the paramedic missions, it's best not to play stupid games or you win stupid prizes. So we're going to take a trip back to the Grove real quick. At least the closest place I know to get a soda, as our CJ is extremely thirsty. Needs just like me in real life, he needs a Baja Blast. This video is not sponsored by Mountain Dew, but it could be. Baja Blast. 3 green bottles right here, right outside the Grove. In the original game, I don't remember the sign on top. I'm sure it was there, but you could not make out the name. It's called 10 Green Bottles. We will actually be back here in the future. If you're playing No Cheats Allowed, this is a great place to make money. You go inside, has arcade games, and it has a pool game that you can play. And the physics on the pool game is not shabby at all. That's something about Rockstar that people tend to forget, or they may not have known in the first place. Rockstar Games actually has a couple of very innovative sports games under their belt, including one of the best ping pong games for its time. I never played it, but I do know it was critically acclaimed, and I believe to this day it's still kind of popular among people who enjoy ping pong games. I don't know anybody, but so Rockstar, they have their systems down, and they have for decades. Another loop. The bike skill and the bicycle skill, while quite similar, do have quite a disparity in difference of the time it takes to grind them out. Same thing with the flying and the driving skill. The driving skill seems to be the skill that takes the most grinding in the entire game. You can drive for hours and hours, and that skill is only going to increase, marginally. The flying skill as well takes about 2 to 3 hours of straight, solid flying, uninterrupted. And the bike skill, I assume, is not that much different. The bicycle skill, however, can be wrapped up in a solid, clean 30 to 45 minutes of just going biking on this loop. So that's why I personally tend to start these games off with grinding the bicycle skill. It's just the first vehicle you get in the game is a bike, and it's not that hard of a grind. There we go. I love when the screen gets shaking from the speed wobbles. The NRG 500 is great. It can really get up and going when you lean your left stick forward. I'll get up to full speed without the stick. This is as fast as it goes. And then you add the stick. You hear the engine rev up more. And again, you don't want to go all the way forward, or CJ stands up, which does make him faster, but not as fast as if he would be hunched over. I honestly don't know if speed affects how fast you grind these skills out. I assume it would. But it really might just be based upon time driving. Admittedly, this grind is much easier with the radio on. I could spend hours listening to that San Andreas radio, but we all know YouTube and their copyright. Why even risk it, right? I myself am kind of a KDST fella, Radio X, big surprise there, right? But I love all the channels. I mean, I even listen to WCTR, K-Rose, Playback FM, fantastic. SFUR is probably my least listened radio station. And even though I'm not like so big on reggae, I'll even listen to what is it? Keja, that's what it was. Hard to remember offhand. CSR 103.9 as well is a station that I never listen to. SFUR and Caesar 109, those are not for me. Although I do respect that they are for some people. Let's hook off the loop one more time and see the status of the fire engine. Hook a Red County Sheriff's department Bronco move right there and cut the center line. Yeah, as unfortunate as it is, it looks like there will be no taxi this run. That means there will be no house. That means my children are gonna go hungry. Make sure you like and subscribe to Snoot City on YouTube. Feed the children. The thing about the NRG is that spawn point I told you earlier about. There's always going to be an NRG there. So if I do not want to spend money repainting this fucker, I can just hook back to the Coliseum. Hook around back to the main drag, beach. Take that left. Go down one street. There it is. There's my parking garage. Go back on up in here. I took the one off the roof, so this time we're going to take the one on the bottom level. Let's go check the status of that grenade. So the grenade is back. That's another thing. You don't have to go and save scum either. You can go and spend like 5 minutes driving around and let the loop come back, or let the spawn come back. Now you have completely legal grenades without cheating, something that you don't get access to in the game until much later. Much later. I've never found them that useful, but they are fun for causing carnage. Saints Boulevard. Here at the Coliseum, once you get your driving skill up enough, you can do the run to get the Hot Ring Racer, and furthermore, the monster truck. I love doing the Coliseum race. Later in the game, once you get over to San Fierro, there's a Blood Ring arena to get the Blood Ring Banger, and it is much more difficult if you ask me. It involves around a system of like you're doing a motor derby, and you need to touch these halo red rings before the other drivers do. Oh hey, a Fusion Gaming says good luck. Thank you, my friend. Shout out to Fusion Gaming. Check them out on YouTube. I appreciate you watching. Yeah, again, new to streaming, so I don't quite know how to make chats appear. It might seem like I'm talking to myself. I'm not. I've got friends, I promise. Back to the grind. Really just a matter of patience. Here's that syndrome. They love to spawn in on the turn, coming in as fast as they can. I've gotten killed on that on-ramp before. I've gotten ran over and was unable to get out from the truck. And then the health just, you know, ticks down, and that's it. Trucks in San Andreas, specifically, man, they are fiends. I don't fear the Bronco, I don't fear these cops or anything. All they could do is switch lanes on me. Oh, Fusion Gaming wants to know where I'm from. I am living in Iowa at the moment. Iowa, United States, America. Yes, sir. Middle of the country here. It's nice, aside from the heat. And even though it's as far north as it is, you'd be surprised how humid it gets up here. We have something called corn sweat, which I actually used to live in Texas. And as strange as it is to say, the heat in Iowa is almost rougher to deal with than the heat in Texas in general. Even though it does get hotter in Texas, simply because of the humidity. I could not imagine living in Florida or somewhere on the ocean, California. It's probably unbearable in the summer. I love that this game, you can't see it right now because I'm bombing around on my bike at like 100 miles an hour. This game has heat waves. It has like little things like rainbows at night it has an orange filter when the sun is over the horizon, and that's exactly what I assume it's like. I've seen heat waves in real life, and it's no joke. So just gotta give flowers to Rockstar Games. I know they don't need me to suck them off, but they had this shit on lock 20 years ago. That's literally 20 years ago. It's 2025 now. This game came out in 2004. So that's 21 years. How crazy. Again, this is a remaster. This is the remaster that came out about a decade ago. It's still very true to the original game. I actually haven't played, what is the most recent remaster called? It's called like the True Collection or something like that. The Definitive Edition, I think they call it. I still haven't had the chance to play that, and I honestly don't know if I will until it gets a couple more updates. I think it looks a little strange, and I don't know, I've just heard kind of bad things about it. It leaves a sour taste in my mouth. As soon as they released that version, they also took down this version that I'm playing. So, as far as I know, you cannot buy this version anymore on the PlayStation Store. If you want to play it, you need to get a copy of it on physical disc. Right now, if you go into the store and you search San Andreas, I believe all you can buy is the remastered trilogy here, the Definitive Edition. Which, again, not to say it's a bad game, it has the heart of an amazing game. You can already tell the difference between the bike skill and the bicycle skill. At this point, 3 times around the loop, the bicycle skill had been about halfway completed. If you start the game and you're grinding bicycle skill, you'll be able to max that within 5 laps of this loop. 5 laps of the loop on the bike, though. Oh man, that's hardly even scratching the surface. Admittedly, I probably should have hooked off there and seen if we could get one last peek at the firefighter. Today's plan was originally to find a parked taxi, because I'm not allowed to hijack cars. But at this point, we've probably fully shifted over into bike grind. It is tedious, but once we get this bike skill out of the way, it does a lot for us. I love the bikes in this game, and I find myself to almost main them for their ease of access of handling. Furthermore, if we do attempt to do the vigilante missions, the best way to do them, I've found, is using the police bike. At that point, once you have the police bike, you can get an SMG, and you can just follow the suspects and gun them down, blow their car up. It will get a lot of cops' attention, but the other option is to, you know, get a big heavy SWAT car or a police car and like attempt to ram them over. The only downside is once you get to like level 9, level 10, you'll have cars rolling like 4 deep of men with like shotguns and AK-47s. At that point, if you don't have the ambulance missions completed and you aren't willing to go back to the 10 green bottles and buy a soda to top off your health, you're kind of fucked. 2 hits from those shotguns and that's it, man. Even if you have doubled health, maybe you'll get 3 hits. The vigilante missions they're rough. And admittedly, I don't think the reward they give you is that great. The paramedic missions double your entire health. The vigilante missions give you 50 more armor. So instead of getting like 200 armor, which would be the equivalent, you only get 150 armor. Kind of a ripoff. The upside to the paramedic and vigilante missions that doesn't have to do with the stat line is that once you get wasted or busted, which is not allowed in this run, but once you get wasted or busted, you get to keep your weapons. Especially for people playing without cheats, that could be a godsend. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. We're just slogging on through, really. Waiting for that bar at the top left corner to say bike skill increased. And yeah, it feels like we've been doing it forever. 3 times around. Our bike skill is only at 2 or 3 ticks out of 10. For the bike skill, the driving skill, and if we choose to do it, the flight skill. They may even be split sessions. If it takes more than an hour, it's just not really feasible to bust it out in one session. We've been at it for about a half hour now, spieling and talking. Again, I got a little too focused and I missed the off-ramp to go and check out what's up on that fire engine. Oh, I think I actually did not miss my ramp. That was the ramp that takes you into the Richmond Hills. Oh, okay. I definitely did. I did miss that turn, and that would have been the turn that would have taken me a street over, not the Richmond Hills. It's okay. I'm more than willing to split through the center. That's it. That's the nail in the coffin, fellas. There will be no taxi today. There will be no taxi missions. There will be no acquiring of a taxi. There's always next time. I had brought it up earlier when I was doing the paramedic missions, but as well as looking for a taxi, I'm looking for a parked slam van that we can steal. I don't know if by name that really means much, but the slam van looks like a lowered truck with a bed cover. It's really squatted low and it has a wide stance. It's considered a low rider, and I'd like to get this slam van before doing the quest High Stakes Low Rider, where you meet Cesar Villalpando and then you go to the low rider meet. There's the dance minigame. Every single time I have ever done that quest, it's been in a lowrider. I've done it in a Voodoo, I've done it in a Remington, I've done it in a Savannah, a Blade. But all of those look very stereotypically like lowriders. The slam van looks like a fucking truck. And I think it's quite stylish. I would love to pull up to one of those lowrider meets and, you know, feel unique. Feel like I'm doing something I haven't spent the past 20 years doing. I feel kind of the same way pulling up in like a Voodoo, especially if it has a hood on it. So yeah, it's kind of cool. A Remington. I always like the Remington more than the Voodoo. But the slam van is unique. It's the one and only that's not a traditional lowrider. There we go. We just hit tick 4. Let's say for today's session we'll hit halfway on the bike skill. Because it's biting off a big chunk. While I personally love driving this loop, as you can see there, it does get to be dangerous. The best place to grind skill, I don't see a way in. Los Santos International. You can just bomb down, hook round, right? Just keep doing it. No one's gonna stop you. Even if you're not using cheats, there could be a way in. In the Oceanic Docks area, there are these trucks. And on the back of the trucks, they're designed to carry cars. In this game, they do not carry cars. You can also find them in Willowfield. Basically, they're big semi-trucks with ramps on the back of them. And while it's easy for a person to get into Los Santos International, you can just park a car, hop on its roof, and hop over the wall. You can't bring a bike with you. However, you could steal one of those. You could steal one of those car-carrying trucks with the ramps, and you could line it up with the gate or the wall, and you could jump it on a bike. I've actually never done this, but the dimensions would work. The dimensions of it should work, comrade. Another option, I don't like this option at all, but you could hook onto the train tracks, and if you're willing to deal with your controller shaking the entire time, wump, 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 you could just ride the train tracks. You're not going to run any cars or anything. Admittedly, I should probably not have hooked off, especially as early as I did. This was the turn I was talking about that takes you into the hills, Richmond. While I'm in the neighborhood, it's not here, unfortunately. There's a rare car called the Tampa. So there's these beat up hunks of junk, which are everywhere. If you guys remember that mission where you go and meet that old head who teaches you how to shoot, he gives you like a gun early in the game. I think his name's Emmett. He has you shoot a car's gas tank, and that car is extremely hard to find in the game. I think it's called the Tampa, and that lot back there, you can sometimes find a Tampa there to steal. Balling down as fast as we can. No fire engine. I don't know the rules of spawn for fire engine. It seems like normally it's just a couple hours, but it seems like there hasn't been one there all day today. With a steaming bike and most likely injured health from how many times we've been falling. Another trip to 10 green bottles for a Baja Blast is not unwarranted. This video not sponsored by Mountain Dew. Delicious. Slurp, slurp, yum. For the vigilante missions, again, I know I won't stop talking about them. This machine is essential if you're going to be doing the vigilante missions while riding a bike. So, with the black smoke coming, we can head to the Coliseum. Hook on over to the beach. Remember, no kills allowed. If I kill a pedestrian, that's going to be the session ended. None of this will get saved. So that's the end all be all. First street down. Up into the thing. Switch out bikes. Let's head us upstairs, and of course we're going to grab that grenade. That should be 15 grenades in the arsenal now. There it is. There's that grenade. We edge closer and closer to our goal. Basically today's goal is just to get halfway on the bike skill. Unfortunately, we don't have access to the spray bottle yet. We could get access, as there is one that spawns in Grove Street. But we can't go to Grove Street, let alone activate any missions. So, for the most part, tags are off the table, as painful as it is to let them go. this is another trade-off. When you're driving down the beach, you could drive on the sidewalk like I do, or you could drive on the pier. But you're running the risk of pedestrians spawning right in front of you. And in a crimeless run like this, it's kind of off the table. Oh man, my goodness. It is hot, man. It's hot here in real life. It's a bit warm today. It's been above average here for the past week, and it's only like 88 degrees, but man, it gets rough sometimes. I don't got no AC up here. All that means is I need to take another sip of the blast. Baja Blast, that is. Mountain Dew Baja Blast, that is. This video not sponsored by Mountain Dew. I used to work at KFC and Taco Bell, so I have a very close tie to the Baja. Not the country, the drink. It's just damn good. Just a damn good soda. It feels like our bike skill is starting to go up more and more. It's something that's good with the bike and the bicycle, and you can notice it with the car, but not as much. As your skill driving increases, it really does influence your handling and ability to continue increasing that skill. It's kind of like a feedback loop, I think they call it. So we just passed one of those cop bikes. Those are the best vehicle for the vigilante missions, in my opinion. Personally, I would rather have one of those cop bikes to do the vigilante mission than even having like a hunter. I believe it's the hunter helicopter is the only flying vehicle that you can do a mission in, and it's a vigilante mission. The hunter helicopter is basically an Apache chopper. Here's another option. If you're just running this loop and you don't want to deal with traffic, you can bool down this side. You don't want to go too far, because if you just go straight, you're going to go straight into the ocean. So you hook to the left. Hook to the left, and then you watch the crazy traffic. Hook back out into the center. Yeah, man, I was just thinking to myself, I don't have an Insta, but I actually made one not too long ago. Add me on there. I do jiu-jitsu. That's pretty much what I do. I'm an old head, so of course I use Facebook. I don't really have much of a presence on Instagram. But if you'd like to add me on there, I'll add you gladly, or follow you. The name is Snoot_City, and it's all in lowercase. So that's SNOOT_CITY. That's the Insta. Yeah, add me on there. Eventually I'll get posting pictures of tournaments and my training sessions and stuff. Right now it's just pictures of like anime girls and cute cats, because that's what I like. I like cute shit. Yeah, add me on there, man. I'd be glad to follow you. Everyone, shout out to Fusion Gaming. Check him out on YouTube. 3 watching, not a bad day. The most I've ever had watch at one time was 5. I've only been streaming for the past week. And it's coming along pretty well. I know that my audio quality isn't the best. My mic is just one of those Turtle Beach headsets. Eventually, I'm sure I'll be able to get a better one. But hey, it's a great start to the journey. I wanted to do this stuff since I was like 15 years old. I just never had the technology. I don't know shit about capture cards. I really don't know shit about computers. But now it's just like inbuilt to the console. I just hit the share button and then I hit broadcast and we're good to go. We're good to go. So yeah, welcome to the world of internet fame. 30 views, here I come. I'm hopeful before we hit the city again, I'm going to get another increase to the bike skill. It feels like it's been a while since the last one. It was on our last loop. This is our 5th or 6th time around. At this point, if we were doing the bicycle skill, it would be maxed. You can see the mist coming in. I think that looks lovely. Something that San Andreas did before a lot of other games is it introduced weather systems. It's not like an active weather system, but it's done very well. Hey, Fusion Gaming, thanks for following me, man. I'll add you back when I can. Best of luck. It's nighttime here. Gotta sleep now. Cheers, my friend. Again, everyone watching the stream, check out a Fusion Gaming on YouTube. I appreciate you watching, man. You take care, brother. I make Adult Swim inspired commercial bumps where I will find in real life a really pleasing setting to look at, normally a park, and I just put out a recent one. It's called Commercial Bump 5. You can find it under my Commercial Bump series on my YouTube playlists, and I just filmed it here 2 or 3 nights ago. I was out biking at 2 or 3 a.m. and the mist was coming down. It looked just like that we were driving through. It looked great. Yeah, Reptizzle says Gatsby Bump 5. Yeah, it looked just like that with the fog everywhere. The fog was like settled low to the ground. The lights, you could see like drizzles of rain coming through. It was really pleasing. I put some music to it. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Who does not love a little bit of Grover Cleveland? I'm kidding. It's Bill Withers, and I believe the trumpeter's name was Grover Washington Jr. Nice. That's the first time where you can really see the increase in bike skill coming through. If I had hit that taxi before developing the bike skill that I have now, it's like 3 or 4 ticks deep, I would have gone over. It gets to be really noticeable once you max your bike skill. You can start plowing the bike into shit, and it's going to be kind of difficult to get you off. We're entering the final stretch here. I'm suspecting no more than 3 more loops of this highway system. Interstate, if you will. Again, the goal is to hit about half of the bike skill. It's just a little bit much to chomp off, going for all of it at once. It's going to be about an hour and a half to 2 hour endeavor. These turnoffs right here, you can never trust the cars. That's why I always go to the center. You don't ever want to be to the right of the cars when the turnoff comes, because they will turn into you. Again, right here. They're gonna be crazy. Better be ready. This is another one. They'll come immediately from here and they'll turn off immediately right there. It gets to be very frustrating. Especially when right before that, a lot of the times I see this. So you'll have a car, it'll get on the on-ramp, it'll hook to the left, and then immediately it'll hook off on the off-ramp. And in real life, if I saw that, I would be absolutely livid. Beside myself with rage, I'm sure. Things are coming along well. Yes, sir. Carl Johnson and the no good, very bad, terrible, horrible day. That's the kind of day he's having. This highway is it's a great tool if you want to learn the San Andreas map, something that took me honestly years to get familiar with. And to this day, I'm not like intimately familiar with it. But if you want to start learning the San Andreas map to play these HUDless runs, a great place to start is with this central highway infrastructure. Learn your turnoffs. If you're in a hurry to get to any of the sections of the city, you can hop on this great big old beast and you can just ride it. You can just ride it all night long. That'll take you to the docks. That'll take you to Willowfield. Docks and Willowfield again. Right here is going to be a fence. If you go straight this way, it'll take you back to the Grove. I normally don't take this way, but if you take a left here, it takes you to the end. Oh, how depressing. Well, fellas, that only means one thing. That means that today's run is over, and none of this counts. Fitting enough, because today's plan was originally to get on the fire engine and find a taxi, but... ah, man. As sad as I am for that dead man, I'm a lot sadder for myself. Here comes the load, without a save, just to prove I'm not on no bullshit. Here we are, friends. The start of tomorrow's episode will be as it was today. Here's hoping we're able to find that pesky firefighting engine tomorrow and use it to acquire a taxi. Because if not, we may be looking at the pimpin' missions. Or, as unfortunate as it is, another run on the bike. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in today. It's been Snoot City, the murderer here. Like and subscribe. Snoot City on YouTube. I'm out. Have a good one, y'all.